I wanted to make a short video to explain two special cases when working with Razor syntax. As you have seen, the character that marks a Razor code block or expression is the @ sign. However, with the invention and evolution of the internet and web over the years, we have found other uses for the @ sign that predate Razor. Let's take a look at two of them. The first is email addresses. The standard format for an email address is user@domain.com or a variation upon that. So how would Razor translate this? One might think it would try to evaluate domain.com as an expression with a property com on a domain object. Obviously, this is not what we want. It turns out that Razor knows about email addresses, and if there is text preceding an @ sign with no spaces, this is assumed to be part of an email address, and the entire string is treated as literal text and not processed as an expression. And here's what happens when you try to do that. Notice that Visual Studio does not highlight the @ sign in an email as it does in Razor blocks. It is possible, though, that you might want to prefix the result of an expression. So how do you tell Razor that it should not interpret the @ sign as part of an email address? The answer lies in what is known as an explicit expression. In this case, you surround the expression, but not the @ sign, with parentheses. This way, you are telling the view engine to interpret it as a C# expression and not an email address. Here I'm simply formatting some text. Obviously, this is not a production use case, but this is a demo. So the second special use case is Twitter usernames. Now, the convention for Twitter handles is to prefix them with an @ sign. So in my case, my Twitter handle is @poweredbyalt.net. However, Razor would try to interpret poweredbyaltnet as a C# expression and would likely throw an error. So to get Razor to print the @ sign, we escape it with another @ sign, like so. Now I'm going to right click on this view and select View in Browser after saving it. And we can see how Razor handles email addresses, explicit expressions, and Twitter usernames. So here is the email address that we put in. It's treated as literal text. This is using the explicit expression, and this is escaping the @ sign with another @ sign. Now note that you could also use the raw HTML helper to print out a Twitter username. So we'll save this again and view it in the browser, and we'll see that we get the same result as we did with escaping the @ sign. However, escaping the @ sign is much cleaner.